In this video, we'll cover the AltheaSuite integration with HubSpot. This integration syncs contact information and quotes in real time between Althea and HubSpot. This eliminates repeat data entry and helps optimize the workflow process. So the first thing we want to talk about is the contact data and how that syncs back and forth. In this example, I'm just going to go ahead and create a new contact inside HubSpot. I know that contacts come in multiple different ways. We're just going to manually do this, but if you have it synced from a website or some sort of other marketing material, it will work the same way. So we're going to go ahead and create an email for this user or for this contact. And we'll put the first name and last name in. Give them a job title, and that's all we'll do when we create the contact. So now that I've created this contact inside of HubSpot, I can actually go view it almost instantly inside of Althea. So I'm going to go to customers and take a look and see if I can't find Ryan. And there he is. Now notice that Ryan doesn't have a phone number. And that's both inside of Althea and HubSpot. So what I'm going to do to demonstrate how the data syncs back and forth is I'm going to modify Ryan's contact information directly in Althea and give him a phone number. And we'll update that. Now that I've given him a phone number in Althea, that data syncs up instantly to HubSpot. If I go back to my contacts and look at Ryan, you'll notice that there is a phone number that we just got from AltheaSuite. Okay, so let's talk about the next thing that the integration allows you to do. Let's say that Ryan's ready to be sent a proposal. I'll actually handle that inside of AltheaSuite by going to quotations and creating a new quote. I'm going to select Ryan as my customer. And then I'm going to go ahead and select the status that is going to be sent to DealHub. So for this status, I want to do out for a quote. Then I'm going to select a couple of items that Ryan's going to buy. I'm going to go ahead and just say he's buying some floor cleaner, and the quote's going to be for 10 floor cleaner. And we'll go ahead and create. Now, as soon as I create a quote inside of AltheaSuite, that actually opens up a deal under Ryan's name in HubSpot. So if I go to Ryan and take a look over on the right hand side, you'll see that there's one deal pending, and that deal is called Ryan Garcia DEQ 11. That's important because that also matches with our quote number in AltheaSuite, DEQ 11. The other thing that gets synced over during this quote is if I open it up in HubSpot, you'll notice that all of our items for the floor cleaner, the quantity, and the dollar amount of the quote also gets synced up. So now let's go ahead and talk about what happens if Ryan wants to move forward with the purchase. I'll actually handle that from Althea as well. Something to keep in note before we do that though is that this stage is out for a quote. That's the status of the deal currently. So when I go to Althea, Ryan's ready to purchase. He likes the quote. Everything looks good. I'm going to go ahead and go to quotations, find the quote that I sent Ryan, and from the context menu here, I'm going to create a sales invoice. This opens up the sales invoice part of Althea, and I'm going to go ahead and just pay this invoice and close it out and save it. So I'm going to hit pay now, take payment, and hit save. Now, when I create a sales invoice from a quote in Althea, that's going to update HubSpot with a couple of different pieces of information. One, if I go to my sales invoice and I see the invoice I just created for Ryan's purchase of the floor cleaner, you'll notice that the sales invoice number is 10I30. That's going to update to HubSpot. So when I go back here, if I refresh this deal, you won't see it as Ryan QE. It's now DEI30. And also, it updated this stage to closed won. Now you can choose what you want this stage to be, but whenever I created the sales invoice, I chose to map the stage to closed won in HubSpot. Okay, so this is a quick overview of the HubSpot integration and how the workflow can possibly help your business. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us or go to AltheaSuite.com.